What if you could build a full-blown application, I'm talking a real database and all, without ever spending a dime on servers? Well, today we're going to look at a framework called FreeStack that lets you do exactly that. It's a total game changer for independent creators, and we're going to break down just how it pulls it off. All right, let's dive right in by talking about a problem that pretty much every aspiring creator, every developer teaching themselves, runs into eventually.
So picture this. You've got the vision, right? You've put in the hours learning to code, you can build a slick user interface, but then, bam, you hit a wall. A very, very common and very expensive wall.
And that wall, well, it's the back end. It's all the infrastructure you need to make a real app work. You know, the servers that do the processing, the databases that store all the data. That stuff is not only complex to set up, but it costs real money to keep running.
I mean, seriously, people are shelling out hundreds of dollars a month for services like AWS or Firebase, and that financial barrier, that right there is the silent project killer. It's why so many great ideas just fizzle out. But what if there was another way, a kind of hacker's way to do it?
And that is where FreeStack comes into the picture. This isn't just another tool. It's a whole self-contained toolkit that's been brilliantly designed from the ground up for one purpose, to be completely free. Get this, it's an entire integrated development environment, an IDE, that's packed into a single HTML file. You don't install anything. You just open the file in a browser, and you can start building your app right then and there. And what's so cool is how everything you need is just there. You get a professional-looking code editor, an engine to see your code run instantly, and the all-important database connection, all pre-packaged and ready to go. This really drives home that zero install idea. Your whole development environment can literally live on a USB stick in your pocket. This isn't just about saving money, it's about making development truly accessible to anyone, anywhere. So the million-dollar question, how does it pull off a free working database? This is where the real magic is. This is the heart and soul of the entire FreeStack system. Instead of paying for a pricey server somewhere, the framework does something kind of ingenious. It repurposes two tools you probably use all the time, a simple Google Sheet and a Google Form, and turns them into a surprisingly robust serverless database. Here's how it works. It creates two separate channels. The read channel uses the Publish to the Web feature in Google Sheets. That gives you a public link that serves up all your data. Then, the write channel uses a specially made Google Form link to send new data back into that exact same sheet. Now here is the really clever bit. A Google Form can only add new rows to a sheet. It can't go back and edit or delete old ones. So the system naturally behaves like an old-school accounting ledger. You never erase past entries. You just add new ones to the end of the book. It's a simple constraint, but it's incredibly powerful. So the secret sauce is that all the intelligence, all the logic, isn't on some expensive server. Nope, it's built right into your app's own JavaScript code. When your app needs data, it just reads the entire ledger history and, in a split second, figures out the current, up-to-date version of everything. Okay, I know hearing about ledger logic might sound a little intimidating, but the absolute beauty of the FreeStack framework is that it hides all that complexity. You never have to see it. It's all tucked away behind a clean, simple, professional interface. This translator cabinet analogy is just perfect. As the developer, you don't have to worry about how the sausage gets made. You just plug in your two simple Google links, and the cabinet handles all the messy, complicated stuff for you. And this, right here, shows you the incredible power of good abstraction. You write one simple, easy-to-read command, and look at all the work the framework is doing for you in the background. It's fetching, parsing, looping, finding the latest record, all from that one line of code. It's professional-level engineering made incredibly simple to use. And honestly, these are the only commands you really need to know. db.save, db.delete, and awaitdb.getAll. With just these three functions, you have everything you need to build a fully functional, data-driven app right out of the box. So let's pull this all together and see how this empowers creators and completely demolishes those barriers we were talking about at the beginning. This is the number that really matters. This is what you will pay every single month to host your application and its database. Zero. Zilch. Nothing.
So the payoff is just huge. You get a totally professional development experience using elegant and powerful logic, but without the financial burden and the technical headaches that stop so many amazing projects before they even get started. So, I think the big takeaway here is this. A huge barrier to creation has been cleverly and completely removed. Which, well, it leaves us with one final, very inspiring question. If cost and complexity are no longer obstacles, what will you build?